Hi everybody, welcome to Cooking Culture. Today we're making pancakes. So what you will need is 1 cup sugar to 2 cups flour, a jar of milk depending on how much you use, and 1 egg. You'll need a 1 cup measure, a half of a cup measure, a whisk, a spatula, a bowl, and a pan, which is off screen, but it's over here. And then first thing you want to do is start up your pan. So get oil and put the pan on low to start. So put your pan on low, medium low, and add not a lot of oil, but a little around the pan, and let that begin heating up by the time you make your batter. So spread it around with something. Doesn't matter what, I like to use the spatula. So just spread around the oil. I'm doing this off camera so you don't have to see. So this is oiled and this is oiled, so let that heat up while we start our batter. You're done with the oil, so you can put it off to the side. Now what you want to do is take your bowl, put 2 cups of flour. See, 2 cups of flour. 1. You can do just 1 cup of flour to 1/2 of sugar if you want a smaller batter amount. So take your sugar, and put 1 cup of sugar, or you can only do a 1/2 cup, depending on how sweet you want it. I'm just going to do 1/2 cup, because 1/2 cup is plenty. For this recipe, you don't need what is the word for that? You don't need syrup. So you want to mix your dry ingredients. Then make a little pocket and add an egg. Crack your egg. Put it in that little centerpiece. And put your egg in the trash. Now, what you should do is whisk the egg in first. Pop the yolk. And whisk the egg in. Or just get it in there quite like that. Then add a little bit of milk at a time. And stir. So as you make your milk, your batter, your pan should be beginning to heat up. But it's going to start looking like this, and it's going to be clumping together almost like bread dough. But that's good. So you want to keep making that. Now, keep adding milk. And if you don't have milk, you can make either with buttermilk or you can make with water. So you don't need milk, but milk is better to use. So it's going to begin to clump up, and you want to keep taking it out of your whisk so that it doesn't get too clumpy in the whisk, and keep adding milk. Don't make it too runny, but don't make it too thick either, because if it's too thick, it won't form good pancakes. And keep stirring. So as you make it, it'll start looking like this. This is too thick. So I would say it would take a full cup of milk, but still add it very slowly. And like I said, not too thick, but not too thin. I would say that to be about the correct texture. So that's the texture you want. this is the texture that you'd want for your batter. You see? So we're gonna move over to the pan. So as your pan has been heating up while you were making your batter, it should look like this. So now what you want to do is you want to begin making your pancakes. So making pancakes is a process, of course. My charger. A process that takes time. And so you're going to want to begin by So now that your pan has started heating up, you want to take your dough mixture, never sit it on the stove, sit it to the side, take your whisk out, and then take the spoon that you had earlier. Make sure you have a small plate ready. Make sure you have a small plate ready for put your pancakes on, because they cook fairly quickly. So what you're going to do is you're going to take it and you get a little bit of batter and put it directly in the center. So put 3 spoonfuls of batter, or 4, however much you want your pancake to be. I like to do 4. And let it begin cooking. So as it's cooking, what I would do is put your flour and your sugar away. We have bun tops. So like Sugarland. But never take your eyes off of the thing because it cooks fairly quickly. Flour away. And now we wait for this to finish cooking. I can trim it so anything I think doesn't. Okay, so once your pancake has started to bubble, however like dark you want it to be, once it started to bubble, quite like this, it's began to thicken up. Once your pancake has started to bubble, and thicken up, then what you'd like to do is you take it under your spatula and flip. So you'll flip it several times just so it gets like thick enough. And it's going to be really fluffy and light and a really good pancake. You can turn it up a bit, but not very much. I wouldn't recommend turning it up very much. And see, I've put too much oil, so what you would do with that oil is you just, I guess, leave it in. See, don't put as much oil as I put because I put a little bit too much oil. Don't put as much oil as I put because I put a little bit too much oil. But that can all be fixed. For example, whenever you're making pancakes, you want to get it dark enough to where it's like golden brown, but make sure that it's cooked all the way through. Kind of like a cake. I would take a fork, make sure it's cooked all the way through. Take a fork and poke the pancake a couple times, make sure it's cooked all the way through. Make sure it's golden brown. And your first pancake is done. So now we will taste it and make sure it's cooked all the way through. So now we will taste it all the way through. So we've cut it open. See, it's cooked all the way through. Perfect. Perfect. That's how you make breakfast pancakes. See ya.